This year has started out difficult for many, and for many, the remainder of the year seems daunting. Inflation is at an all-time high with no hope for relief. Trying to get by on one income seems impossible, and being frugal no longer feels like an option. There are things that we can still do to cut back even more and save more of that precious money that is brought in. Consider a no-buy year where nothing besides groceries and essentials are purchased. Only attend free events and do free entertainment. Look into what you can do to lower your utilities. We heat our house with wood that we have gotten for free to help keep our heating bills down. And we always make sure to shut off those lights as soon as we leave the room. We look into using as little power as possible. Learn to make more things from scratch, from meals to snacks to canned goods. Pretty much everything is cheaper if you make it from scratch. It also tastes way better and is typically a lot healthier as well. I canned a lot of pear pie filling in the past from pear trees that we have on our property here. And we are working our way through them still, as there is quite an abundance of pears. We decided today to make a pear crisp with some of this pear pie filling. My kids adore a fruit crisp and love to have it as a little dessert after dinner. Sometimes if I have apples that have gone far too soft or have some bad spots in them, I'll cut them up and put them in some water with a little bit of cinnamon and nutmeg and just toss them on the fire. And then that way it will warm up and leave a beautiful smell in the house. I find this to be a beautiful way to look after some fruit that might go in the compost bin anyways. There are so many ways around the house that we can save money as long as we don't look at it from a consumeristic viewpoint. Buy thrifted sheets. I have found beautiful wool blankets at thrift stores before, and these blankets will last a lifetime. The blanket that we have on our bed is a wool blanket that my husband had when he was a child, and it is still perfectly fine. It keeps us warm, and we don't need a new blanket because it will last the rest of our life. Older furniture tends to be a lot better quality. So the furniture that we have is typically antiques. My daughter's bed frame was something that my husband had as a child, and he brought it with him, and now my daughter gets to use it. So we didn't have to buy her a bed frame. My son's bed frame was something that we got used for a really cheap price, and it is solid oak, a bed frame that he also will be able to take with him to his family, something that will last a lifetime. Being frugal means buying things that are quality purchases that you only have to buy once that can last the rest of your life or for years at least without having to repurchase anything. But these purchases don't have to be brand new. A lot of quality items can also be found on Facebook Marketplace or in thrift stores. We also try to never waste food. I am constantly going through our fridge, and we will have leftover nights sometimes once or twice a week. And if there's still too much, I'll freeze whatever is left over. And then that way it can be a quick meal for another night. You will also notice here that some of my Tupperware tins are actually old yogurt tins. So another tip is never buy new Tupperware if you have old yogurt tins. If you eat yogurt or margarine or anything else with a container, you don't need to buy Tupperware. You just use that. When I do have food that's maybe 1 or 2 days past when I would eat it, if it is safe, it goes to the dogs. Here I have sweet potato and a little bit of chicken. So to supplement their kibble, they're going to have that, and they were over the moon about it. It's good to also use what you already have. So often, if something breaks or we run out of things, we feel like we need to immediately replace them. Most of the time, we already have an alternative that we can use at home. Make a different meal, use a different pot, etc. We make do with what we have. One time, our coffee maker broke, and for a long time, we just poured water into the filter with coffee in it to make our pot of coffee. We made do with what we had, and we saved money for that time being. I also try to not do any takeout. Even garbage takeout food is ridiculously expensive. For quick nights, I try to make sure that I have freezer meals ready, so that way I'm not tempted to go for the quick fast food meal. Adding to that, cutting our grocery budget is huge. This is the easiest way to save money. I have made videos in the past with all the tips and tricks on how to save money in the grocery store. I will make sure that I link that for you in the description box. I also have an entire playlist full of budget meals, so make sure you go check that out as well, because that can save a lot of money. This one may seem controversial, but no more alcohol. It should be the first thing that you cut out. It's expensive and it's horrible for your health. I used to give in to the whole mum wine culture until I realized how horrible it was. What it was doing to me, I couldn't sleep and I felt terrible. Once I quit, the amount of money that we were able to save was very noticeable. Making frugality as a habit is not always easy, as consumerism is like an addiction. But once you break free from the need to buy things, you become content with what you have. It can make room in your life for so much joy. If you are looking for more frugal ideas and frugal homemaking, make sure that you click on the playlist that I have linked here and subscribe for more content like this. I hope life is being good to you all, and I'll see you all next time.